Today, we are going to go through what will hopefully be my last PC upgrade. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, my personal rig has had quite a few different iterations, and now we are going to be installing Be Quiet's 360mm AIO liquid cooler with some more Be Quiet fans to match, so stick around. So, for any of you who haven't seen my previous build video, we currently have a 240mm AIO from Thermaltake, and it honestly just hasn't been doing enough to keep this beefy i7 13700K cool. It almost immediately thermal throttles when running Cinebench, and I know I could get some more performance with better thermals. The fans I'm using currently in the build are the Corsair LL120s, which honestly aren't fantastic, and I mainly got them for the RGB. In my old 12600K setup, this was all fine, but after upgrading the CPU to the 13700K, I was barely skating by, which I was okay with temporarily. But then adding in the 7900 XTX just sent the temperatures in this build through the roof. So before installing all our new Be Quiet fans, we gotta take everything out of the case, starting with our 7900 XTX and then our RAM. After that, it's time to take out the Corsair LL120 fans littering the case. I think the worst part about this whole thing is undoing all of my old cable management. I use an absurd amount of cable ties trying to keep this whole thing organized, and it honestly was so painful in doing it all. This cable job wasn't really my best work, but I'm dreading thinking about redoing it all. Time to take out the old Thermaltake AIO and reveal our 13700K. Alright, now that we have taken everything out of our case, let's go ahead and start to install our Pure Loop 2 FX from Be Quiet. I really liked this kit because of the RGB and general silence of all the Be Quiet products I've used. One really cool thing to mention quick is they give you an extra bottle of coolant to top off your AIO. So years down the road when diffusion occurs, which means that there's going to be less water in the loop, you won't kill your pump. Installing the Be Quiet AIO was actually really easy, and I much appreciate the ease of installation. You never really know what you're going to get from these coolers when it comes to installing them, and I have to say, for me, this was one of the best. You just simply put the backplate on, screw in those two bars, and then screw the AIO down. That's it. Now, when it comes to mounting the 360mm cooler, I have to front mount it because this Corsair 4000D case doesn't have enough room up top for it, so I'm just going to screw the fans through the mounting holes in the front of the case into the I/O to hold it all up in the front. I also got an extra 120mm high PWM Be Quiet FX fan for the rear exhaust of the case. Lastly, at the top of the case, I got two 140mm Be Quiet FX fans that are also high PWM for some max airflow. I went with 140mm to kind of fill the case out, as it always looked kind of weird to me to be putting two 120mm fans in the top. With everything installed, it's time to do a little cable management and use our Be Quiet RGB fan hub. I'll probably do the majority of the cable management off camera, but I just need to get it to a point where I can close the side panel to test everything out. First off, I love how this look turned out. The Be Quiet fans honestly look amazing. The RGB is awesome, but it's also a bit more subtle since the entire fan isn't RGB and it's just the outer ring. But how about the performance? Well, we are actually seeing a good improvement. We are currently running the Heaven benchmark and Cinebench at the same time and are no longer being thermal throttled. Obviously, the temps still aren't fantastic, but this is an extremely intense test, keeping the GPU and CPU at 100% usage for 30 minutes, and to not be hitting the thermal limit anymore is great, as I won't be pushing this rig that hard by just gaming. And that is really all I have for you guys today. Pretty short video, just honestly a quick install of the cooler and a quick test. I'm really happy with the results of installing this new cooler and my improved temperatures. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable with this rig, knowing I won't be reaching the thermal limit basically in any case while I'm using this computer. I hope you guys liked the video today, and thank you guys for watching. Hope it was also informative. Please consider leaving a like or a comment, and if you've been watching my videos, please consider subscribing if you like it. Thanks again, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.